Hi guys, welcome back to our study of Joshua. Let's jump into things. We're looking at how things went from 100 down to 0 real fast. What we're doing is we're looking at Joshua chapter 7. Joshua's just taken the city of Jericho and they're on their way to take another city when things do not go as well as they planned. So let's jump right into that. Here I've brought up a map of the Promised Land right here. You can see the Dead Sea right there, and here's the Jordan River. It snakes all the way up here to the Sea of Galilee. There's Nazareth, that's where Jesus was born, and all the way down here, that's Jericho. That's where Joshua went. So when we started this book, Joshua had brought the Israelites, see there's the Ark of the Covenant that represents the Israelites, right to the edge of the Jordan River. They have to cross in and go into their Promised Land right here. And so they do that, they go right over the Jordan River, and they come up to this city, you can't see it, but this city right here called Gilgal, and you know, that's where they get snippy circumcised, so that's fun. So they chill for a few days until they're healed, because they're sore. And now they need to begin their task of pushing the Canaanites out of their land, because that's that evil tribe that was staying in their Promised Land, and so they need to push them out. So they go down to Jericho. And that's where they begin their raid. And what happens is Jericho falls. You guys know that. We just studied that. Jericho falls, and they now have that city under their control. And they're feeling pretty good with themselves. And so their next target is a city over here, the city of Ai. And they are going to send some scouts, some spies out there to take a look at that city. And they report back. They come all the way back to Jericho, and they're like, hey, Joshua, Ai is super tiny. We're going to take that city, no problem. So Joshua sends over 3,000 soldiers to take the city of Ai, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves, except they actually don't take the city. Ai, in fact, kills 35 of their soldiers, and they retreat. They weren't able to take that city, and they're feeling awful. Joshua's like, God, what have you done? Have you abandoned us? Why did you not let us take that city when you just let us take Jericho? And so God actually says, hey, listen, the reason I abandoned you is because somebody got greedy. All right, so do you guys remember when I was talking about what that word plunder meant? Plunder means the goods and possessions that were taken by force during a battle. So for instance, when someone is conquering an ancient city and they take all the treasure away from the city, that's plunder. Or when grave robbers break into a tomb, even pirates raiding ships, that counts as plunder. It's treasure that you take away by force from somebody else. So what God said is that somebody had actually taken some of that plunder. And that goes to their first battle with Ai. The scouts report that Ai is small. Joshua sends 3,000 soldiers to destroy it. However, just a few men from Ai defeat all of the Israelites. So looking at why they lost, someone took that plunder from Jericho that was supposed to be for God. They devoted all of the Jericho treasure to him. And Joshua said, none of you take any of that plunder. This person fails to live up to the covenant between God and the Israelites. The Israelites swore to Joshua that they would uphold that covenant, and so Joshua orders Israel to find the person who committed this sin. So Joshua even asks God to point out this guilty person, and then God does something really weird when he takes a certain number of people and then he starts weeding out this number of people. But anyways, God slowly narrows down the people, and a man named Achan is chosen. So Israel keeps their promise. If you guys remember, Israel promised to do anything Joshua said because they viewed him as just as important as Moses. And so they execute Achan, not only him, but their entire family as well. That's pretty harsh. So it begs a question, what do we take away for understanding from something like this? Achan's sins affected others as well. We live in relationship with God and with family and with friends. We also live in relationship with strangers. When someone sins, it affects the sinner, but it also affects others. It affects those people that I just said. That's why 35 people from Joshua's army were killed along with Achan's family. They suffered too. Sins affect other people, not just the sinner. So our bad decisions have consequences that affect others. So, don't do it. All right, I hope that was really helpful for you guys. Make sure you get that into your notes. And if you guys have any questions on the assignment, feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to help. Thanks, you guys.